Hello everyone! Today we're going to do a quick walkthrough on how to get started in Geometra in a quick and easy way. Firstly, open your web browser, preferably Google Chrome, and type in geometra.rocker.io/login. On your right hand side, you have your login credentials where you type in your username and your password. If you have forgotten your password, you can easily press Forgot Password and reset it via a link. Once logged in, you will arrive at the project page, where you'll see all the projects that you and your colleagues are working on at the moment. To start a new project, you just press New Project up on your left-hand side. Type in your credentials and press Create Project. Now we have arrived at Geometra's Drive. The Drive is your workspace where you gather all your information regarding the project at hand. That can be all your drawings, your PDF files, text documents, or pictures. You can upload multiple files at the same time via drag and drop, and you can also upload one at a time via the upload button. Once a file is uploaded, you can get a preview on your right here. You can zoom it and rotate it and look at it to get a feel for what it is and how it's working. And when you're ready to start working, you press Open in Estimate. The first step of working in Geometra is setting the scale. Geometra uses a known measurement for reference. So either you have a scale bar down in drawing, or you have a fixed object on your drawing, like a fridge or a wardrobe or a window that you know the measurement of. To set your scale, simply press the scale circle up in the right-hand corner. You can zoom in by holding the Control key and scrolling on your mouse. You can also activate the snap-on magnet, which allows the program to find ends of lines and corners. Left click, just drag your measurement along to the other side, left click again, type your scale length in meters, and press enter. Please also be advised that if you have a project with many different drawings, you need to set the scale per drawing, as they can differ quite a lot. Now let's organize your project. Firstly, add a folder via the Add Folder button. We can name this folder First Floor. Now you can add some subfolders to further create organization in your project. Right click, Add Folder. We can name this Offices. And we can add another one called Interior Walls. We add a third one called Doors. Your folder structure follows you along in the project, where even if you change your files, if you jump to another drawing, as to keep your project organized and tidy all the way through. Now, let's start measuring. Click the folder you want your current measurement to land in. To measure ceilings or floor areas, use the area tool. With your snap-on magnet active, you can find a corner in the object you want to measure. Left click, you can drag your measurement diagonally, and right click when you feel you want to finish your drawing. Immediately, the program wants you to name your drawing. And here on your properties page, you can change your colors. You can see all your measurements, lengths, areas, wall measurements. You can add a label. For example, if you want to show the area of effect in the drawing. You can also left click your way around the drawing. Just right click when you're done. All the changes you make in the properties bars will stay with you until you change something. For example, now my latest measurement is also called office, and it kept the same label as the one I did before. To measure walls or lengths, use the line tool. Once again, press your folder you want your measurements to land in, select your tool, turn off snap-on magnet so your measurement can land in the middle of the wall in question. Left click to start, and by holding down the shift key, I will lock the direction of my measurement. I can continue my measurement by continue to clicking left click until I'm done when I press right click to finish it. As my area tool did, my properties bar opens up and I want to name my measurement, and I can see my values and I can add some labels if I want to. Now let's go over the highlight tool. So the highlight tool is a great tool for highlighting, commenting, and marking information on your drawing. It works great if you have a separate file in your project with information linked to the first project that you're in. So in my files, I have uploaded a separate folder, separate PDF file. I can jump straight into that one. I can zoom in here. I can select my highlight tool and just mark the information that I'm after. I can name it ceiling meter room as I already had here, and it will show up in my tender. Whenever I want to go back to my first drawing, I can either press my files here or double click on the measurement that I'm after. So double click office here and we jump straight back into the other file and zoomed in on my object in question. Now I can jump back and forth between the different files while just looking at my tender. I don't have to go to a separate file. So if I'm working on this file here and I want to see what kind of ceiling I had in the meeting room, I can double click ceiling meeting room highlight. It jumps me straight back into the file with the information that I'm after. And then I can go back to the office or to the separate file that I'm working in. The tool after that is the point tool. So let's select our doors folder and then the point tool. The point tool is mainly used for counting and calculating number of a specific item. So if I want to count my number of doors in this instance, I just click out the door with the point tool. I have already named the measurement to door and I added a label with name. And I can easily click out how many doors I need in this instance. The point tool can also be used to mark out something on your drawing. So if I select my point tool, I can just click out a point wherever I need to mark something on my drawing. I can change the name to whatever it is. And if I have my label on, it will activate as a label here. And I can see that right here is something I need to double check when I get there. I can also add an arrow to just make sure that there is something there that I need to see when I'm out there in person. And now here is a great feature that is included because we have used our different folder setup here. If I mark the folder, everything inside of the folder is selected and I can scroll down on my properties bar and see the numbers of objects inside of the folder. And the same goes for any of the different tools. So if I mark the offices folder, I select that one and I scroll down and I can see a summary of all of the square meters, the lengths, wall square meters, and volumes, whatever information I'm in need of, easily summarized, all because I placed them inside of a folder. Another real helpful tool is the image tool. Just press the image and you can select from a bunch of system images that are included by default, or you can upload your own and create your own custom gallery with pictures or images that you use in your projects. Just select the image you need, click to place it, use your select tool, you can rotate it, and you can change the size and move it to wherever you need it. Next, it's time to add estimation lines. The estimation lines are available down here at the bottom of the program. All of the columns are customizable, so you can change them to however you think they suit your business the best. What I do is I select a single object or a folder. I select this folder here, and all the objects inside are automatically selected. I will now add estimation lines at both of them at the same time. Down here on Add New Row, I type in flooring, for example, insert rows, material, maybe I will need parquet, and my amount I will get from my variables over here. So A for area is what I want to use for my amount. A, enter. The unit changes automatically depending on what it says over here at the variable. I can also change or add prices per unit or time per unit, if that's what I want to do. Now I can also keep adding estimation lines to a single object or multiple objects at the same time. So maybe we also need to work on the walls. And I will paint the walls, and my amount changes to W for the wall surface area. And here I can go and remove with a calculation line in here. I can remove maybe the door openings. So I can type in W minus the size of the door. And I will have a smaller amount to work with, as to get us a close to a perfect estimation as possible. Every estimation line you create can be saved and used again in your next project. Just click the box, check the box, and save them to your rows library. In your rows library, you will find all the materials that you have accumulated over time, saved, and ready to be used again. You can also create objects using your rows, and an object is something that you measure up, for instance, like a room or a floor or a wall surface, and the materials that you need automatically falls down into your estimation rows. When you're done with your project, it's time to export. Geometra offers a couple of different export options. Firstly, if you want to save to and export to a PDF, you have to select whatever it is you want to export. If you want to export everything, just press Ctrl A and everything will be selected. You can save to PDF and save section to PDF. Section is whatever you're zoomed into. All of your labels and your colors and your comments will be following you on your export. If you want to export to Excel, you want to use your estimation rows, you have to select those two. Here we have copy to clipboard and save to CSV. Copy to clipboard, then you'll paste it in yourself in your whatever software you're using, and save to CSV will create the file for you. There's a couple of different export options to choose from. That was a quick walkthrough on how to get started in Geometra, and also a brief rundown of the programs and the tools available for you. If you run into any trouble and have any questions, make sure to contact us via the support button in the program. Chatting is most usually the fastest way to get a hold of us. Good luck calculating.